Welcome. I'm Danilene Bulosam. So I'm going to introduce you about Vue 3. So let's parang parang may nag-fit. So, brief history from myself. I got only to history actually. So, web developer at Syntactics, 2016 to just this, yung early pandemic natin. Then, um, currently head of system engineering at Workbean. So, guys, before we start, may I ask everyone what frameworks or libraries you use in front-end development, like in knowledge. You have knowledge of um, jQuery, um, React, um, good React, okay. Someone know Vue too, okay. Others, maybe it's just React and Vue too. What I got. So um, is everyone know what is vue.js? Um, did you hear vue.js or you experienced? I know Renz already have had experience in Vue too because yun yung ginagamit niya. So I think they don't. So um, for a brief definition of Vue.js, so it is a progressive um, framework for building user interface. So it is a framework, not a library. It's not we do encounter some Angular versus Vue versus React, but React is different from Vue. So because React is library and Vue is a framework, but they solve the same problem. So in this part, I'll discuss to you Vue 3. So it's already in beta since last year, but it's already official release on September 18, 2020. So it's just an early um core release. So the focus that Vue 3 is faster, smaller, and maintainable, and it's easier to target native. So if some of here knows how TypeScript, so it is easily to develop TypeScript using Vue 3. So that's it. So if here is the example of Vue 2. Um, you need to have a components, props, data, computed watch methods, objects. Um, but in Vue 3, I sorry. But in Vue 3, you can just use the setup. So all the functionality will be inside the setup. So this method, under this method, you could just put it here in the setup functions, or you could just use the compile time syntactic sugar, which is just adds setup word in the script tag. So everything in your message, you could use it now without using the return function. So installing, there are two ways to install Vue CLI and VT. So this one is I'm going to use it for demo. Then for requirements, of course, we need to use Node.js if you guys have Node.js then. IDE, um, VS Code, and Volar yung gagamitin. Then CMD, and some UI framework for you to, I'll use Tailwind for this one. So let me demo for you guys. Is the command prompt already open? Okay, teka lang. So in installing VT, right, using Vue, so you could just run um, npm. So let me just so this one, then just add some your product. So let's just demo. After that, you're going to create a file, and then it will going you to install like this one. Uh, co- give you a file that it will be look like this. Hindi na ako ano kay parang may So it will going install everything that you need. Then after that, it will give you this type of of application. So you have node modules where all the installed packages are inside here. The public, the source folder, we do have here the index.html, the packages.json and lock, and there, the config one. So this will be the look of your configuration. So if if you want to change the port of the server, you could just you could change here, but the default will be 5,000. So let's just go with the package.json first. So this is the script, the basic script um uh you get after installing Vue, the dev, build, and serve. So the serve is just a preview of what you've been built. So let's just say let's run npm, and then it will give you some links. If you have if you have some question, do okay. So let me may na yung net ko, sorry. Not ready. So okay. So this is what the first output after you install everything. So there will be um, some examples. So if you're going to access source, then up that view. So this is the main part of your application. So um, the the package uses the setup term. So gagawin lang niya is that um, import lang niya yung component, then pwede na siyang gamitin agad. Or we could just change it into the view 3 parts. So pwede ganito siya. So this one in apps, same lang siya dito sa baba na part. It just um, stating that hello world is a component that you can use in the template. So that's it. Um, then we have here the hello component. Dito yung sample. For example, here you wrote here the message for props. So let's create from scratch, for example. So we have input. For example, we have input, and then can script. Um, let's just use the script because the script setup is buggy in terms of um, if you're using Vue CLI, but here in VTA you can use it anyway. But let's just say that one. So explore, export pala, sorry. Default. Then let's just say let's create a setup function. So this setup function. We need um um a carrier for this input, right? So let's just say um so if you're asking where ref is that, so it will cause an error. So we need to import the ref from view there. So that after that, we're going to use this reference. Then let's just return it message. So here in your in input, you can just view model, then the variables itself, which is the message. So let's just display the message after so that see the data is being updated or not. So there, as you can see, um, the data is updated by using this one. So that's it for this setup and then the variables one. So if you're using like object, like for example, profile, tapos then in your profile you have list of object like the name, um, last name. Um, ref is not useful in this one, but the reactive one. So that parang dinidip niya yung check if you're using reactive. So let's just say that one. But before that, we're going to import pala. There. Then let's just say we add um, first name. No, it's profile at first name. Then profile last name. Then let's just display this one. There. So as you can see, that's how if you're using object, you can use the reactive to bind the data between the model and your and then your variables. So that's it in objects. So what if I do create a component? So let's delete this hello world muna para fresh talaga yung gagawin natin. New file. So let's just take hello world. In-import ko ba si hello world? Template. Hmm. In-import ko ba si lang. Let me run it again. Hindi naman ah. Plugin. Maybe it's the it's just late reaction in Word. So there, it's just so if you want to import the form, you could just import, then we just what name you wanted to be. So let's just say PDG form, and from what location. So for example, the location in the components. So let's just say components, then form. There. And after that here, components. Let's just set that in components, then import the GDG form. So you have two ways to use the GDG form. You could just set that GDG form like that, or because of ano, it was using a camel case, so it could be just generate into a snake case, GDG dash form. So either way, it will function right. Meron ba akong nilagay dito? Okay. As you can see, na-import ng maganda. Na-import yung yung GDG form natin. So, let's just say, so we could just add here, like, what if we do need props, like, for example, um, from. So, hello world. There. Um, Here in your form.view, let me just delete it for you. We need to set the props. So let's just say script, then for default, and let's just add props. Then you can do ano nga yung pangalan? From a form. Then you could just set like type. Let's just say type string. Or you could just do the multiple type by doing array like that. But we need only string, so let's just delete this one. And then you could also string. And you could also set default. What is the default value if you wanted to? And is it required or not? So that's the that's our thing. So let's just put type string for a while. Then here in your let's add setup, meron siyang params, which is props. So itong props, yun yung mga value na nandito. So you could just return it like form tapos props at form. With that, we could just say it's an variable. So there. That's how the props works. Like if nag-use ka ng setup, which is yun yung in view 3, first params is the props, then saka mo pa siya i-return. So that's it. So let's do create a mini function here. Like I have an form which needs um which needs submit button, kumbaga. We wanted. Let's just say that no user that first name and user last name. Then we have age. And let's just say that's ano to, number. Meron ba to? Ang alam ko, tel lang eh. Anyway, balik na lang tayo sa text. Then, after this, so, meron tayong user na variable. So, we need to set up muna siya na para meron yung user. Because if I'm going to save this one, tapos inspect element natin, it will cause an error na undefined daw yung first name. So, dahil sinabi niya na undefined daw yung first name, which is si user mismo is undefined na. Kasi wala siya naka-return dito sa setup. So, what we can do is that we could just user, then add first name, then last name, then age for that. Then if we going to save this one, reload natin to. Kaya lang. Naka-preserve log yung ano ko. Let's just put BR na lang muna. For there. Yeah. So, if hindi na siya nag-update, but unfortunately, parang hindi siya nag-change kasi wala yung reactive na ginagamit natin. So, as you can see, hindi reactive yung ginamit natin. Hindi nag-update yung value ng user. Though meron kang change sa input mismo. So, let's just stay active here again. Then, let's import it. Import from view. So, there. Let's reload it. There. It's already updated. So, updating pala. So, next would be, what if meron akong function? Like, may button ako na pag i-click mag-a-alert yung yung input ko. So, submit. You could just say at. So, yung pag-event yung event yung activity na gagawin, pwede natin gawin na at, tapos yung action. Like, for example, on click, kumbaga. So, pwede at click. Then, sabihin natin on submit. Here. Wala pa tayong on submit na function. So, we could just set here na const, tapos submit. So, we have a function called submit na mag-a-alert lang. Let's just say console log na lang muna. Console log. Then, you could just console log the user muna. Then after that, we need to put it in the return form. So, there. Oops, sorry, hindi ko pala nilagyan ng comma. Okay, balik tayo dito. So, if magta-type ako ng pangalan ko, tapos age, sabihin na natin 18 at heart. So, magre-return siya ng proxy, nandoon yung first name, last name, and age mo. So, yung mangyayari niyan, pwede, user dot first name, user dot last name, yung mangyayari, pag setup mo. So, that's the function type of view. So, then, meron tayong life cycle na kumbaga na on mounted. So magra-run tong function na to pag na-mount na yung element sa main, kumbaga sa index mo. So let's just say on mounted. So lag. Mounted. So with that, check natin yung console. So pag na-push na yung yung element which is yung form.view, saka pala magra-run yung on-mounted na functions. Then meron tayong yung life cycle niya on-mounted, before mount, meron tayong on update, tapos yung on before mount and unmount. Unmount. So yan yung life cycle in Vue na before siya i-inject yung element sa main page mo. If na-inject na yung element mo, if meron kang updates or before mawawala yung form or nawala na yung form. So let's test that one. Tapos on mount, before mount, ayan, on update. Update. Before mounted and unmounted. So let's just say before, tapos updated, before unmount, tapos sa unmount na. Para ma-feel natin yung before unmount tapos unmount, dapat mawala yung GDG form, kumbaga natin. So pwede natin mag-add tayo ng button, for example. Button, hide, toggle. Toggle. So, meron tayong toggle na function, meron tayong toggle na variable, kumbaga. Kalimutan ko mag-spell, sorry. Tapos, let's just say na true muna siya. Tapos, gamitin natin yung if. So, if toggle. So, in this case, nag-VF tayo. Kung true tong toggle na function or yung statement niya is true, madi-display tong GDG form. If not, hindi siya magde-display. So let's just say on click. Add tayo ng on click. On. Let's just add on toggle, kumbaga. On toggle. Tapos function. Tapos yung gagawin na natin is update lang natin. Si toggle. So if ref yung gagamitin pala, you need to use the dot value if you wanted to change it inside the setup form. So ganyan siya. Fall. So with that, yan yung function niya. And let's check it. Na-display na pala. So if tinag-toggle ko siya, false lang pala. So let's just say, ano na lang, i-negate na lang natin anong value ng toggle. That value. There. Negate natin. And let us refresh para makita talaga yung ano. So niran yung before mounted. So if may changes ka sa inside the function form, which is itong form.view natin, mag-a-act yung updated na on updated na function. Tapos let's just say na tanggalin na natin si form. So with that, lalabas yung before mounted at saka unmounted, yung unmounted na function. So that's it. That's all of it.